Second position, grand plie. If you're a dancer, you're pulling your knees away from each other. Stop before you straighten your legs all the way. It's going to keep more engagement than your outer hips the entire time. So I'm moving super slow, trying as hard as I can not to lean forwards and stick my ass out. So I'm thinking slight lift of my pubic bone to hold myself stable through my pelvis. That means my lower abs are working and my glutes just a little bit harder. 8 seconds, let's hold it at the bottom for some heel lifts. Holding low in 4, 3, 2, hold here. Heels go up and heels go down. How big that is, totally up to you. It can be a half-inch lift or like a full lift. If you'd like to bring your arms up for a little extra challenge, feel free. 12 more seconds, we're taking into some light skater. Towel's gonna go under your left foot in another 4, 3, knees are wide, 2, rise it up, light skater. So I got my left foot on the towel, right foot's gonna be on the floor. Start up in your squat position. So I'm pretty low in a squat, knees are over ankles. I'm gonna lift my left heel up a little and then slowly glide the towel away and pull it back in. Now for this one, we're trying to stay stable and low on your standing right leg the entire time. And I'm just moving through my left leg. As you pull your left knee in, try not to let your left hip hike up. So for me, I'm not pulling my left leg in too far because I'm keeping my pelvis level here. We're doing a little combo, so we're gonna do half light skater, half lateral lunge-ish. So in 10 seconds, extend your left leg out, hold it out there in 4, left leg extending, 3, 2, now your left leg is long, rise up 1 inch on your right leg, and then back down 1 inch. Try not to bounce or pulse, no momentum here, just using your body. Pull your right knee a little bit off to the side if you feel like it's knocking in. So you're still engaging through those inner thigh muscles, through your outer hip muscles as well. 12 more seconds, back to your light skater. So maybe like 2 more of these, hold at the bottom in 4, 3, 2, down and holding. Now left leg comes back in, left leg goes back out. Such a small move, right leg is on fire here. I'm trying to keep that knee over ankle alignment. Core is engaged, so I'm bracing to hold stability. And make sure you're breathing. Almost out of this one, y'all. You're gonna get to move your right leg for the next one. So no more of this holding business. Back to your lateral in 4. Left leg extends in 3, 2, left leg straight, rise up 1 inch, and down 1 inch. Press into the floor as you rise up, and then send it back down. This is where we're finishing this one. For the next one, we're gonna pull out our mats. Long mats for a side leg press variation. So grab your mat, side leg press in 5, 4, 3, 2, side leg press. So I'm gonna quickly unfold my mat and then prop myself up on my left forearm. So just like when we do it on the machines, shoulder right over elbow, lifting under my supporting side. I'm gonna lift my right leg up and slowly start to press it out. So trying to keep your leg lifted parallel to the floor here. Also trying to keep your shin bone parallel to the wall that's in front of you. So I'm trying to keep those alignment points the same for this whole 2 minutes. Last series focused a lot on inner thighs. This one is more of an outer thigh focus. So trying to get to that glute med, that top side butt muscle. Haven't talked too much about timing, but ideally when you're practicing the lagree method, you're never moving faster than a slow 4 count, which means that I'm bending my knee in for 1, keeping my leg up, 2, 3, 4, and then pressing back out for 1, 2, 3, 4. So hard even when there's not a spring, right? Check in with your left shoulder, make sure you're not dumping down into it. Lift up, that's going to involve a little bit of lat and oblique work there. 10 seconds, we'll press out to hold for some leg lifts. So start to reach your right leg along. You're going to hold it out there in 4, 3, 2, leg is long, lift it up 1 inch, and lower it down 1 inch. We're lifting from our outer thigh, right? It's not coming from your knee or ankle. Think about lifting your thigh bone in your hip socket, lower only to hip height. It's your last 2-minute leg exercise. We got 2 1-minuters after this, and then you are out of your right leg block. Let's take it back to full range, bending your knee in 3, 2, now bend your knee in for 1. Keep your spine long, try to crease in your hip, 2, 3, 4, and then slowly press it back out. Your next move is based on bungee. For that one, you'll come onto your hands and knees, elbows down on your mat. So keep reaching your leg out. You're here for another 10 seconds. Let's see if we can hold for that 10. And that 10 starts in 3, 2. Just hold your leg out there. Maybe like try to find your shakes here, right? Like my leg is like already so fatigued, like it's shaking. So bungee setup, elbows down on your hands and knees in 4, 3, 2. All right, so for this bungee, I'm gonna be elbows down, arms parallel, so bikini number 11 with my forearms. Lift your back leg, your right leg, up to 90 degrees. So I've got a 90-degree bend at my knee and hip, and then I'm lifting my leg up an inch or two, and then lowering it back down. For these, I'm really focusing on stability in my lower back and pelvis. So it's not a big movement. I'm trying not to overly arch my low back as I lift my leg up. You could think like you're trying to press the ceiling away from you here. Check in that your hips are square. So for me, that means I'm drawing my left hip back just a little bit. Otherwise, my hips like to swing out. So my right leg should be parallel to the side walls here. Already over halfway done with this. We got one more move in your leg block. It's a double leg exercise. It's your bridge. So for bridge, we're gonna stay on the mat today. There's no moving parts, no towel for this one. I want you to just hold your leg up in 4, 3, 2, and just hold your leg up. See if you could bend your knee for a little more hamstring activation. You've got 8 seconds, and you're gonna lay on your back, knees bent, feet flat on your mat in 4, 3, 2, bridge. Okay, bridge is gonna be super straightforward today. On your back, arms down at your sides, about a fist space between your knees and feet. Slowly begin to lift your hips up off of the floor, and then you're gonna lower back down about halfway. So I'm keeping that tension in the backs of my legs the whole time. As you lift up, think reach your knees forwards away from you. I'm opening the front of my hips, and then I'm lowering back down, keeping my pelvis hovered so there's always work in the back of my legs. Make sure your knees aren't splaying out away from each other. Keep it as slow as you can. In 8 seconds, you're going to reach your left leg up to the ceiling and hold. That's where we finish your right leg. Holding up in 3, 2, left leg up, and then just holding here. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. Make sure your right knee isn't opening off to the side. Press your right foot into the floor. See if you can lift your hips just a little higher. Right obliques twisted, forearm plank hold. Coming up in another 5. Forearm plank in 4, 3, 2, lower it down. All right, so you're gonna find your regular forearm plank first. Feet will be a little wide. From there, I'm gonna twist my hips and my toes towards the left. So I've got my right big toe kind of touching my left heel. Torso, upper torso square, lower torso is twisting. If you need to drop onto your knees here, feel free to drop onto your knees, and we're just holding here, breathing into this position. Put some weight in your right forearm. Think about pulling your right bottom rib and hip together here. So this is an isometric hold. Right obliques working hard here. Lengthen out through your neck. Strong, active legs. So if you're on your knees or you're on your toes, I want your legs to reach out long. Or I want your legs to be active. If you're on your knees, your legs won't be long behind you. But squeeze your glutes a little here. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Let's lift our hips up an inch and lower back down. Think like twisted plank to pike on the forearms. You're lifting up and lowering down. 12 seconds, a twisted S lift. So we'll have a seat in another 5. Butt on the mat in 4, 3, 2, twisted S lift. All right, knees bent, heels down on the mat. I'm gonna keep my feet a little flexed for this one. I'm gonna twist my torso over to the left. I'll show it this way so y'all can see a little better. So twisting to the left, so my right oblique is engaged. I'm lowering down with a long spine, and then I'm lifting back up. Try and stay in the range where I'm constantly on the diagonal. I've got my inner thighs squeezed together. If you're like, this is too easy, bring your hands behind your head. Try to keep it slow. Squeeze your inner thighs together. It'll help you out a little bit here. And you're thinking right bottom rib and right hip bone connected the entire time. A lot harder when we don't have a strap to pull against. If you think you might like this better with straight legs, like feel free to straighten your legs out. 10 seconds, we're gonna hold it back for an arm reach. So start to lean back, hold in 4, 3, 2, arms are out or arms are forwards. Either way, we're holding here for 12 more seconds. Your next move is a modified Nighthawk. For that one, you'll be on your right forearm and your knees. Think like a kneeling side plank. You're here for another 5. Nighthawk in 4, 3, 2. All right. So for your Nighthawk, you're on your right forearm and your right knee. I'm in my modified side plank, so my knees, hips, shoulders lined up. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. From here, start to twist. So I'm threading my left arm under my right, turn my timer on, twisting my torso, lifting my hips slightly, and then I'm unfolding back to the starting position. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to draw my right bottom rib and hip together, and I'm twisting my upper torso, but trying to keep my hips pretty square to the fireplace. Make sure you're not holding your breath in here. It's your last isolated right oblique exercise. After this, we're gonna work our way through the left side. Right shoulder never passes your right elbow. So as I take this scoop and this reach, it's coming in the inside of my elbow, but it never travels on the outside. We got 12 more seconds here. We're taking it into a bicycle crunch, your crisscross, your soul train, whatever you want to call it. You're gonna lay on your back with your hands behind your head in 4, 3, 2. All right, we're just gonna do a bicycle crunch, soul train, crisscross, whatever you want to call it. Hands behind your head, legs in tabletop. Twist to the right, reach your left leg out. Don't let your chest drop as you return to center. Other direction. Belly is pancaked into the back. Shoulders try to stay lifted the whole time, and this is slow, right? It is not like switch, 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 switch. It is wringing out your waistline here. Using your breath muscles to pull your abs in so your belly's not doming out. We're over halfway done with this. We're gonna ditch the mat for our elevator on the left, working everything through the left side. Another 15 seconds. Keeping it as slow as you can. We're here for another 12. Reach long through your leg that's pushing away from you. Here for another 8. 7, try to finish on the left if you can. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hop it up, elevator lunge. So we're gonna roll up our mat, slide it off to the side. All right, so this time I've got my left foot forwards, my right toe is back. Prayer hands, hands on the wall, whatever you need. Slowly lowering it down. So remember, we did this all on the other side already. Knee over ankle the whole time. So my shin parallel to the wall in front of me, trying to stay lifted high on my back tiptoes so that I don't have too much weight in my back leg. It's gonna help me to stay out of my right hip flexors a little bit. Remember, the wall is there to help you, so if you need to hold the wall to help you up, if that helps you get out of your hip flexors into your left glute, I'm all for it. Checking that your hips are square, left hip is drawing back. You're probably gonna find, I'm finding here, doing this towel on the floor business, that my range is not quite as big. I'm still feeling it though. So remember, it's not about how big your range is, how low you go on this stuff. It's about how controlled you are, how slow you can move, how stable you can be. Whew, 15 seconds till your carrot kicks. It's hard to talk while you're doing all of this, by the way. So I want you to hold it at the bottom, another 5. Holding low in 4, 3, 2, holding down. Now I'm bending my back knee in, and then I'm slowly lifting out. And my weight is so light on my back foot that if I wanted to, I could lift my leg completely off the floor. It's not about your right leg pulling forward, it's about your left leg holding. Keep drawing your left hip back. Make sure your hips aren't swinging open. So you're drawing left hip back, right hip forwards. Squeezing your inner thighs together is gonna help you out a little bit with that one. 12 seconds, back to full range. So you'll extend your right leg back and hold in another 4, 3, 2, right leg stays long, rising up on my left leg. And then slowly back down. Still trying to keep knee over ankle. Holding on to something helps you keep that knee tracking. Grab hold of the wall, grab hold of your cat or your couch or whatever's around you. Cat's probably not a good move. They're a little too whiny. All right, y'all, we got another 18 seconds here. And then if you can remember what's coming up next, it's your sumo squat. So we'll ditch the towel, find a wide stance in another 10, 9, keep rising or lowering, stay moving now. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, sumo squat. Wide turned out legs. Slowly start to bend your knees wide to lower your body down. And then you're slowly lifting back up. I'm going to give you more of like a side view for this one, because I want you to make sure that as you're coming down, right, we're not like here with our chest forwards and our butt back. So I'm thinking like almost like tucking my tail under to keep my pubic bone up. Your hip mobility is going to dictate like how this looks and feels on your body. Just know that your goal is to stay upright, your tail pointing down, head pointing up. Keeping my belly pulled in tight the entire time. 12 seconds, holding low for your heel lifts. So start to lower yourself down, holding in 4, 3, 2, hold. Heels lift slowly up. Heels lower back down. With control, right? Imagine if you were like on a sticky movie theater floor. You're trying to pry your heels off the floor, but it's not making it easy because it's so sticky. All right, next we're taking it into your light skater. So we've got another 5 seconds here. We're gonna get the towel under our right foot in 4, 3, 2, light skater. Right foot on the towel. Start up in your squat position. Shift your weight into your left leg a little more. Right leg glides out and in. So it's really small, right? Talked about on the first side, trying to keep my hips as level as I can, which means as my right leg comes in, it's not going to come all the way in because then my right hip lifts up. Think about like reaching your butt back towards the wall behind you. Little pressure into your outer edge of your left foot. So that pinky toe edge connecting down. That way you're not rolling in on your arch and pronating. It's going to help you to find your outer hip muscles, your stabilizing glute med muscles. All right, little lateral lunge lifts coming in 12 seconds. So you extend your right leg out, take it up an inch on the left leg in 4, 3, 2, right leg is out, rise up 1 inch, and then down an inch. Try not to lean to the left. I just caught myself like leaning over. Right obliques engaged to help you stay lengthened on both sides. So try to keep your left side just as long as your right. That means pulling your hip back into space. Over halfway done with this one. 10 seconds, back to full range, light skater. So you're gonna hold at the bottom, start to bend through your right leg in 4, 3, 2, hold here. And I'm dragging my right leg in a few inches and then sending it back out. Remember, this is about holding on your left side. Like there's some muscles working my right leg, so it's moving. Your muscles will always engage if you're moving something. But this is about all of this work here, holding my left leg exactly where it is. Whew. Back to your lateral lunge, little end range, another 8. So start to reach your right leg out, hold it out in 3, 2, right leg out up an inch, and down an inch. Almost done with this one, y'all. Got your side leg press coming up next, so we'll unfold the mats for that one. Keep it low, keep it slow. Try to let your left knee pass your toes. Keep sending your hips back. Side leg press, you'll unfold the mat, right forearm down in another 5. Thank God, right? 4, 3, 2, side leg press. Unfurl your mat. Left elbow, or right elbow down. Right hip down. Long spine, like I'm flat against a wall. Head, shoulders, and hips are all in one line. I'm gonna lift and extend through my left leg. Staying lifted out of my right shoulder too. So your shoulder never passes the elbow. Create some invisible resistance in your leg. Like imagine if you were like pushing against a spring, right? Or like a kick plate or whatever. You're using your body to create that resistance today. And that means that slow movement is even more important, right? It's not a kick, it's a slow press. And if you tune into any of these other classes, like I'm gonna do these, every day, not this megaformer style, but I will do like 1 or 2 megaformer style a week. If you have any like stretchy bands, like a TheraBand, that would be like a great thing to add here, right, onto your foot. I would like hold it with this hand, but I wanted to keep things pretty straightforward today. Just using your body and your boxed wine or whatever you got there. Reach your leg out for your leg lifts in another 4. Extend through your leg in 3, 2. Hold your leg out there. Now lift it up an inch and lower it down. As you lift it up, lift more out of your right side. So make sure that your leg going up doesn't mean that you're just collapsing into your shoulder. I'm trying to keep that lift under my right side. Ribs drawing in, lats engaged as my left leg goes up and down. Whew. Back to full range in another 10 seconds. We'll go to bend your knee in 5. Shorter lever, less intense in 4, 3, 2. Keep your leg lifted, but start to bend it in. And then slowly press it back out. You've got your bungee exercise, bungee songs bungee, coming up in another 18 seconds. You'll come onto your knees and your forearms. Oh, lift our back leg up. Almost done with your isolated left leg. You just got 1 more minute of like isolated left leg. Here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and flop it onto your forearms. Okay, so forearms parallel. Try not to bring your hands together. Better shoulder activation there. Lifting and lowering your bent left leg. So I know I said only 1 more minute of isolated left leg. Yet 2 more leg exercises though. Your bridge, just even leg until the end. So I didn't include that. Flip your palms up here if you can. I'm feeling my biceps working, just holding me here. And I'm also feeling like the fronts of my shoulders working to support me. My delts. Keep squaring your hips. Try not to crunch your low back. So as your leg goes up, think like a plank. Hold your lumbar spine long instead of going to that like anterior tilt, that like super big sway in your low back. Just 15 more seconds. Let's hold it up for those last 10. Holding in 3, 2, and just hold it up there. You got your bridge coming up in another 7 seconds. You'll flip onto your back in 4, 3, 2, bridge. Okay, all the way on your back. Knees bent, feet flat on your mat. Little space between your legs. Hips go up. Squeeze through your glutes, fire up your hamstrings. Lower your hips down about halfway. Don't let your butt touch the mat and lift back up. So if you're like, what is this like weird thing that he's doing? This is based on the lagree method. So that takes like some Pilates exercises, principles, puts them together in a more high intensity way. Notice I'm not cueing breath. I just want you to breathe evenly. Notice we're still focusing on alignment, right? But we're stacking our exercises to make them like really efficient at fatiguing our muscles. Not for everyone, but like a really great way to work out in my book. All right, let's hold it up. Right leg up to the ceiling, so left leg is working in 3, 2, hold. Now just reach your right leg up and just breathe into this hold. All right, got your twisted forearm plank next. So we're going into our left obliques. After that, you got 1 more block. That's your upper body block. So you got left obliques and upper body, and then you're out of here. Keep holding for another 5. Forearm plank in 4, 3, 2. All right onto your forearms. I'm going to stay facing this way. I think it's a little maybe more helpful if you're actually watching this versus just listening. Straighten your legs, find your plank first, and then I'm going to twist my hips to the right. So I've got all 10 toes pointing to the right, and my chest is square. The rotation is coming under my ribs. So my sternum, my chest is pointing down, my belly button is pointing to the right here. And I'm still actively pressing the floor away, trying to keep my number 11 parallel forearms with my neck nice and long. 10 seconds, little hip lifts, little pikes, and 4, 3, 2, and lift, and lower. Try not to like bounce and pop up and down. It's a lift coming from the squeeze in the bottom side of my body, and then a slow return back down. Twisted, what is it? An S lift, I guess. Twisted S lift. I have to be creative with like what to call these things. We're not on the machine. I'm trying to give you all some things that you know. In 4, 3, 2, twisted S lift. Okay, I'm sweating. Hopefully y'all are too. Knees bent. I've got my feet flexed as if they were in the strap. From here, I'm going to twist towards the right. So left obliques are holding me as I lean back and lift back up. I've got my arms crossed. Hands behind your head is going to be more challenging. Arms reaching would give you the most support. So pick your poison. Goals to stay leaning and twisted the whole time. So never sit up all the way, never untwist. And this is a long spine exercise. I'm not rounding my back. I'm trying to keep length. Rotation tends to work better in our bodies when we're long versus when we're crunched. Whew. Left side is really working to bring me up and to just hold this rotation. 10 seconds till you hold, arms up. In 4, 3, 2, arms up or arms forwards. We're just holding and breathing here. Nighthawk, left forearm down in 5, kneeling side plank in 4, 3, 2, Nighthawk. All right, left elbow down, knees are down. From here, I've got my right arm reaching up. So, take your right arm, reach it under the left side of your body. As you do that, you're pulling your hips up, lifting my right hip up towards the ceiling, and then I am lowering back down to my starting position. Where this is coming from is my left side contracting. So I'm squeezing my bottom rib and hip together like those little pikes in your twisted forearm plank we did earlier. I like to imagine I'm holding like a hot coal in my right hand, and I'm trying not to burn myself, so I lift my left side body up into itself. We've got our crisscross coming up next, your soul train, your bicycle crunch, whatever you want to call it. After that, it's upper body, and then your finale. You've got 15 more seconds here. Then you'll lay on your back, hands behind your head, legs in tabletop. Here for another 8, 7, 6. Keep scooping your abs in. 4, 3, 2. Crisscross. All the way on your back. Hands behind your head, legs in tabletop. Slowly twist, reach up, so leg out. Remember, chest stays up as we rotate towards the other side. If on the second side you would like this to be more challenging, I invite you to keep your legs straight the entire time. We're still going to twist towards the leg that's up, but if you're like, stay straight the whole time, it's going to be a little harder. Okay, next move, kicking off your upper body. Some push-ups, 1 minute of push-ups, focusing on your pecs, getting into your abs, your legs, pretty full body, right, a push-up. So we'll find a high plank position if you need to be on your knees today. Totally cool. If you just want to hold your plank, great. But we're aiming for some push-ups with straight legs coming up in another 10 seconds. Keep rotating, keep it slow, probably slower than I'm going. But it's harder for me because I'm talking while I do this. You're here for 4, 3, 2, push-ups. All right, come onto your hands and knees. Walk your legs back, find your plank. From here, we're bending our elbows for 1. It's a 4 count. 2, 3, 4, and press it up for 1, 2, 3, 4. While you're doing your push-ups, try not to lead with your chin. Try not to pinch your shoulder blades together too much. And we are making these so slow. So no momentum allowed. You're probably only going to do like 4 or 5 for the whole minute. When you bend your elbows, they're wide but slightly back. So we're trying to hit pecs here, but triceps too. Don't let your elbows point straight back or straight out to the sides. Think like back 45 degrees. Push-ups at plank. Try to use your abs. Pull your belly into your body. Draw your ribs in. Let's hold at the bottom in 4, 3, 2. We're just holding here. You're going to grab your hand weights, your boxes of wine, whatever you're using for a chest opener variation, and another 5. Keep holding. 4, 3, 2. All right. Chest opener. Variation. Arms in front of you. I'm holding onto my boxes of wine. From here, I'm slowly pressing the boxes behind me. And then I'm going to bring them forwards, a little further forwards than normal, because I'm going to add this hip lower and this hip lift as my arms come back. Keeping it slow. Try not to ever let your butt touch your heels. You're just going to hover it. Same for about 25 more seconds of this. I didn't start my timer for this one. Not the most intense tricep work, but keep it controlled. All right, 15 seconds. We're doing a front raise, chest press combo. So we're gonna hold it at the top, and another 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now from here, you're gonna slowly, you can stay facing the way you were, bring your arms up, And then slowly bend wide. Reach your arms back out. And slowly lower them back down. If you're moving quickly, this probably isn't going to feel like much. Keep it slow, and you will feel the work in the tops of your shoulders, in your pecs as you press your arms forwards, in your triceps as well. Pelvis is right over your knees. So give your butt a little squeeze here, making it a little more full body that way. As you bend your arms, try not to let them come too far behind you. I just caught myself doing that. So when you bend your arms, you should still be able to see your elbows right in your periphery. And I'm aiming for like parallel forearms here. And I'm slowly reaching out. I'm also feeling some burn in my forearms here, holding these. So a little bonus there. All right, then next time you're in your chest press, I want you to hold your elbows bent. And just keep your elbows lifted. Make sure they're not under the height of your wrists. And then just breathe and hold here. Squeeze your glutes. Keep your wrists from dropping down. Wrists are in line with your forearms. You're here for another 4. Arms reach out in 3, 2. Reach your arms out. Lower 1 inch. And lift it back up. Keep your ribs in. Abs are super tight here. Slow lift and lowers. We're going to finish with some tricep dips. And then we'll go into your finale. So in 10 seconds, I want you to come to a reverse tabletop. I'll show you if you're confused. 4, 3, 2, last one. Slide those away, save them for later. Feet and hands on the floor, butt up in the air. I'm trying to lift my hips basically to knee height, and then I'm keeping a long spine as I bend my elbows, my butt lowers towards my heels, and then I'm pressing back up. If you would like to do this with straight legs, harder, less range, I like it a little better with bent knees. If you have a chair or a couch or something, feel free to place your hands on that. I'm trying to keep my spine long, my chest up, and my elbows pointing back. So as you bend your elbows, you're going to want to point to the sides. We just got like 2 or 3 more minutes left. So try to stay with it. Bend your elbows straight back behind you. As you press up, try not to lock out. Keep a little bend in your elbows. We got 15 more seconds here. We're finishing off with a plank to pike. We'll fold the mat in half, grab our towel, toes on the towel, hands on the mat in 4, 3, 2, all right, y'all, finale. Last move, we've got your plank to pike. Toes on the mat, toes on the floor, hands on the mat. Find your plank position. From there, we're slowly lifting up. I'm going to set my timer for this one. And then we're slowly lowering our hips just to shoulder height. Try not to let them sag down. Keep it slow. If you need to hold a plank, just hold a plank here. Try to feel your weights even between your hands and your feet so your abs turn on. Really tempting for the shoulders to slide in front of the wrists here. As you pike up, think about pulling your shoulders back a little bit so your arms stay stacked the whole time. Shoulders never pass in front of your wrists, your elbows here. Ideally, mine probably are. This is hard, right? Y'all are doing it too. Hopefully, 15 seconds. 4-arm plank holds to finish up. That's all we're doing after this, a quick little 4-arm plank hold, and then you're all done. You're here for another 12 seconds. Elbows down in 10, 9, 8, 7, forearms down in 5, 4, 3, 2, elbows down. We've got a 30-second hold here, and then you're all done. Squeeze your glutes, pull your abs into your body. Try to keep your arms parallel. Heels are zipped together, big toes, inner thighs are active. Really push the floor away and draw through your low abs. You've got 15 more seconds. Hopefully you are sweating and shaking like I am. You're only here for another 10, 9, keep breathing, 8, 7, stay in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're all done. And you've got a towel if you need it, and wine, hopefully, if you need that too. Thank y'all so much. I hope you're able to follow along. If anything seems like really confusing or anything didn't work out, I know my camera angles were like fucked yesterday, so hopefully this works a little better than that. Feel free to reach out with any feedback, anything you want to see in the future. If you can, please donate to my Venmo or my PayPal. Those are on my bio. And have a great Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. And rest of your week. Aw, such